Hello and welcome to this project. So before we start coding, let's take a look at the projects that we are going to make. So it's the same projects that I have done before using Vue.js. So it's the same using React.js. So the user can add products to the cart. He also can increase the quantity. Also, he can view the cart items. He can increment. Also, he can decrement and he can remove products from the cart, and he can pay the orders. So once we click on the payment button, we are redirected to the Stripe checkout form. So here we can provide our email, test card, dates, and secret code and name, and we hit pay now. And once done, we are redirected to success page and the payments done successfully. So this is the project that we are going to make. So first, try to create a new Laravel fresh application. I've already done this step. So it's the same as we have done in Vue.js. If you did not follow, if you did see that tutorial, you can use the same backend. If not, so you can follow the lecture and create the backend. So let's start doing this by creating the models. So we will have only one model. So creating the models, the modeled controllers and the migrations. So the first model and the first and only model that we will create is the products model. So let's do that. PHP artisan make model, and let's call the products, or let's name it product. And also we need the migration and factory and seeder. Let's see if it will be created or not. So it's done successfully. We have created the model, the factory, the migration, and the seeder. So let's go now to the database folder, the migration, and here we have the file, which is the product file. So let's add the fields. So the first one will be string, and we have the product name. And I think let's remove this one. Let's close this tab and remove this one, and copy and paste. So we have the name, we have the description, we have the price, and also the image. So let's save. Now we have done with the migration. So let's go back to, or let's move now to the factories. Let's bring some fields from here. Let's bring these ones and put them here. So let's paste here, and let's change first field to the product name. Product name, and what else we have? We have the desk, and what else we have? We have the desk, the price, and the image. And this one we don't need it. So here let's change this one to Word, and here for the description it will be paragraph. Para. So let's remove the parentheses, paragraph, and here it will be, so let's use number. So it will be number. So where is this? So why it's not working? So let's copy this one. I don't know why it's not working in my keyboard. So let's so as I said, it's number between, so I think it's number between, like this, between, and let's give it 1 and 1000. So it's between 2 is, and next we have the image, and next we have the image. So let's remove this one and instead add an image. So we have the image URL, and image URL takes the width and the height of the image. So let's give it, you can choose any width and height you want. So as we have done, we have the name, we have the paragraph for description, and the price, we have the number between 1 and 1000, and products image, which is an image URL. So next, let's move to Cedar. So here inside, so not here, but here. So here inside Cedar, so here we will create, so let's create 20 projects, not projects, but products. So let's use the product factory and call 20 and use the, so I don't know why it's not working, so let's just bring this one. The arrow is not working in my keyboard, so I don't know why. And called create method. So now we have create method. Let's go back to the database Cedar, and here called Cedar. So let's call Cedar, which is product Cedar. So we will use the call method, and call method takes an array, and here we call the product Cedar class. So now we are done with the products. So let's, I think I have already a database which has name backend. So let's change this one to React Laravel shopping carts with Stripe. So it will be a long name. And now let's run the migrations. PHP artisan migrate. So here let's create the database. And the migrations are, or the tables are migrated successfully. Now let's create the controllers. So we will add controllers inside API folder. Let's add product controller, hit enter, and also we need the payments controller. Hit enter, and let's now move to the controllers. So the first one that we have created, so inside API we have the first one, which is the products controller. So let's use it, and here we will have only one function. So this function will return all the products. So the function index will return, so let's use a products resource. So let's add a products resource here. So make a resource, and it's resource, and call it products resource. Hit enter, So now it's done. Let's use it here. Product resource, and we call the collection method, and we give it product latest and get. So this row still not working. I don't know why. So let's bring it from here and put it here. So now we have not imported yet the products resource. Let's import it. So it's here. Don't forget to import it. And now we are done with this controller. Next, we need to move. So we need to move to the payments controller. Let's do that now. And here inside the payments controller, so we will handle the payments inside this controller. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to add the function. So let's add it now, the function that will handle the payment. So let's name it pay by Stripe. And this function will take the request and the request. And here, the first thing that we need to do is to provide the Stripe key. So we will do that later because we need to install the package, which is Stripe for the Stripe payment. Next, we need to try and catch. So where is try and catch? Let's use this one. Okay, but before we do the code, let's install the package that we are going to need to use, which is Stripe payments package. So let's go back to the terminal, and here let's run the command composer require, and we require the package, which is stripe dash php. Hit enter and wait until it's done, then we continue. So now the package has been installed successfully. Let's go back to the controller. So here, as we have said before, we need to provide Stripe key. We will add that later, so don't forget to import Stripe. And we use set API key function or method, and we will add a env variable. We will call it Stripe key. So we will add it later. For now, just keep it as it is. And here, first thing we need to do is we need to create a checkout session. So let's do that. And we call session, which is inside checkout. So here, this one, don't forget to import it, and called create method. And create method takes some params. So we need an array which is line items, and line items will contain. So let's bring the arrow again from here and put it here. So this array contains, or this value contains two arrays, and inside this one we have the price data. So all this code is inside docs. So the code is inside docs. So here we have the price data, and the price data is also an array, and this array contains, so let's add here, contains currency, and the currency here is USD. And what else we have? We have the products data, So let's add here a comma. So here we have the products data, and the products data is also an array. And here we can inside the product data we only provide name, and you can use any random name. So let's put only React shop orders. And also we need a unit amount. The unit amount is the amount that we will pay, and this one will be a dynamic value because we will use a function that will calculate the total amount that we will pay. So let's remove this one and call the function that we will add later. We will name it calculate order total, and this function will take the cart items that we will send from front end. So let's add here cart items. So we will send the cart items from the front end and we will receive them here. This function will calculate the total of the order, and we need also to provide the quantity. So let's provide the quantity. So here we need quantity, and quantity we can use one, just one. And also we need to add some other params or values, which are the mode. So here we set the mode to payment, and we need success URL. So the success URL is the URL that the user will be redirected to once the payment is done successfully, and this URL we will also get it from front end. So we will get success URL from front end. So now we have success URL. So next we need to return a response. So we need to return a response to the front end, return response to the front end, and the response will contain the link that will redirect the user to the Stripe payments form. So let's add here JSON, and JSON will contain an array which will have the URL, and the URL we will get it using checkout session, and we call the URL. So here we have the URL. So now we are done with the function, not yet, but let's add here if we have an error. So we will use the error exception. You can import it here, and we will use it to return an error message. So let's return a response. The response will contain the error, and the error we can get it using a variable. So let's define a variable here. Let's call it E, and we can use the E. Here to call the get message. So now we are done with this function. All we need to do now is to create the function that we'll call. So what is the problem here? I forgot semicolon here, and I think also here. So now we need to create this function that will calculate the orders. So let's do that now. Public function, let's name it calculate order total. So we will get the items, not the price, and the quantity. We will get the items from the cart. First we need to define a variable which is the total, and let's give it 0 for now. And next we need to loop through each item inside the cart. So let's loop through each items and bring each item. And what else we need here? We need to increment total using the item. So let's use the item. So we need the item product. So each item has a price. We need item product's price multiplied by the product, or not the item, not the product quantity, but the quantity. So the item which is the order will have product's price and quantity. So to calculate total, so we'll loop through each item and we need to calculate the product's price multiplied by the quantity. And finally, we return the total, but to avoid the calculation or the default calculation made by Stripe. So Stripe divide the amount by 100. So we will multiply the total by 100. So now we are done with this controller. And I think also we did not add yet the route, so we need to add the route. So let's do that now. But the routes inside Laravel 11, we don't have the API routes, so we need to install them. So let's do that now. So let's run the command php artisan install API, hit enter and wait until it's done. Then we will add the routes. So once it's done, you get this message telling you that if you want to run all the pending database migrations, so let's put yes, and now everything is done successfully. So let's move to the folder. So here we have the API routes. So let's copy this one so we don't need it, or let's copy this one and put it here, or let's copy everything and put it here and change this one too, so we will get all the products. So let's remove this one from here and we will get all the products from the product controller. And we need the function which is the index, and that's all. So here we don't use middleware, and we need another one for paying orders. So let's add here pay slash order, and we will use the controller which is the order controller, not order controller but payments controller. And don't forget to import the controllers and function. Let's go back. So the function is pay by Stripe, so let's put it here. So now we are done with the routes and we are done also with the backend. So let's start our server and move to front end. So let's here php artisan serve, and now it's done. So now let's move to the front end and create front end using Vite. So let's do that now. So let's call the npm create Vite latest. So let's close this tab. So here we give the name of the project. So let's name it front end, hit enter, choose React, choose only JavaScript, and it's done. So we need to move to the front end and run the npm install. So let's do that now. And once the packages are installed, we will continue. So let's take a pause and then continue. So now it's done. So before we move, or before we add anything inside the front end, let's go back to the backend. So inside if file, so I forgot to create stripe k variable. So let's do that now. Stripe k, and give it stripe k, and stripe k, so you will get it from the secret key. So I assume that you have already Stripe account, and please use your own key, because I will roll the keys that I am using here. So please use your own. So let's log in again. So you can reveal secret key once you click on this button here, and you can copy it, and as I said, please use your own. So let's copy and paste it here. So now we have secret key. So let's close and move back to the front end. So here inside the front end, we need to add some packages that we will use. So the first one will be, so let's add npme. So we will need the Redux toolkit for managing states, and also we need the React Redux, and also we need the stripe stripe dash js, and also we need the Axios bootstrap and bootstrap icons. And what else? We need the React router DOM for routes, and also we need React Toastify to display messages or toast notifications. So let's hit enter, and once done, we will continue. So now everything is done successfully. Let's move to the files. So here inside src, so we don't need the assets, we don't need the app.css. so here inside index, so we don't need css that we have here. So let's keep it if we want to add any custom css. And here, so we will back again to this file. So now inside the main.js file, so let's import bootstrap. So we need to import bootstrap from bootstrap /dist /css /bootstrap .min.css, and all these files are inside node modules, or the path is inside the node modules here. Also we need js file and js file, and we need same thing for the icons. So let's bring the icons, bootstrap icons, and they are inside font and bootstrap. So let's remove js from here, and bootstrap dash icons .css. So let's change this one to .css, and we need also to import React Toastify /dist /React Toastify .css. We need also to import or to use the toast container. So let's use it here. So the toast container. So the toast container will let us use toast notification inside all our application. And here we need to specify the position. So the position of the toast notification will be top right, and we need also to import this one. So let's import it now. So let's move down and import toast notification, not notification, but the container from React Toastify. So from this package. Now we are done with the main .js, but before we do, we move to the app. So let's add div with container, and here add the app. So now let's move to the app. So inside the app we need to add. So let's first remove everything from here. And also I think we don't need all of this. So let's remove all of this and this. We don't need it, and we need to add the routes. And before we add the routes, let's add some components that we will need. So we need so let's add here folder components, and inside we need home.jsx. What else? We need another one, which is the products, and inside the products we need product list.jsx. So let's add here just structure, and later we will add the content. Also we need the product list item.jsx, and let's call or add structure. And also we need so this one, so the home, and also we need another folder, layouts. Inside let's add so not this, but here inside let's add the header. The header will contain the menu, and we will add it later. And I think that's all for now. The payments we will add it later, and cards for now, just to display or to test that the routes are working. So first, as I said, we need to add the route. So let's bring the browser router, and the browser router will also have, so let's add here, inside the browser router we need the routes, and inside the routes we need to add each route. So let's organize the code, and here add the routes, and the first route will take us to the home page, and element or the components will be the home component. So it's home. Don't forget to import it. So let's add here home and close the tag. So what else we need? So here it's routes, and we need to close it here, and here it's route. So we need to close this one here to avoid changing the other one. So now we need to add so for now let's just add just the home page. Later we will add the cards and the payments. So we have the home page, but we need to import the browser router, so it's not imported. Let's do that now. Import. So we need the browser router, we need the routes, and the routes from React Router DOM from here, and save. Now we have the routes. So let's check. Let's start the server and check if everything is working or not before we move to fetching all the products. So let's npm div and let's check and see what we will get. And now it's started. Let's move to the file or to the link. And I think we have already the link here. Okay, so let's close the terminal, take a look here. And then as you can see, we have here the home page. So let's bring also let's bring the header. So let's add also the header here, because the header will contain navbar. So let's bring the header and close the component. So let's see, now we have the header. So let's move to bootstrap, and inside the components you will find navbar here. Let's bring navbar, and I think we will use only, I think we have only 2 links. So let's move to the header, remove this one, let's organize the code, and add here the navbar that we have copied. So let's open. So here we don't need the form. Also we don't need so this drop down. So we only need the links. So let's add here links, and here let's change this one. Let's add just an icon, bootstrap icon, bi cards, and let's give it each one to have a big one. Let's save and take a look, and as you can see we have icon. So here it will take us, so let's use the link instead of the a tag, and don't forget to import the link. So it will take us here to the home page, and I think the same thing here. Let's bring this one and put it, where is the home page? So here I think it's the same. So let's remove this one and copy and paste and move this one here, and here we need to add home and icon. Let's use house. So they have, I think they have house, so it's house, but I think the class is navlink, not navbar brand. Let's change this one to nav link, save, and now it's better. And next one, let's copy this one and put it here, and this one will take us to the cart. We will add it later. And here cart, and here we need how many items inside the cart. So for now just 0, and here we have carts, check. So let's save and take a look. As you can see now it's better. We can change this one to mx autos to center the links, and let's move to the index.html, and here let's add a class bglite, save, go back again here, and I think now it's better. Now we need to fetch all the products and display them. So here inside the home page we will do that. So let's first add variable that will hold all the products. So it's products, set products, and we used states, and let's give it an empty array. And next let's add the function. So let's add function inside use effects, and don't forget to import it and let's bring this one and put it here, and we need to add function. So let's add here an empty array, and let's define the function fetch. So the function is fetch. So let's name it fetch all products. So this one will be in sync and sync and wait. So let's try and catch. And here we will have, or we will get the response, and we need to wait and use Axios. Don't forget to import Axios. So let's add here the HTTP. So because this one is a small application, if you are working on a large application, so you need to define a base URL. So I am using it like this because it's a small application. So no need to define a base URL. So if you are working on a large application, so you define base URL that contains this URL. So now we can get products. So let's import Axios. I did not import Axios from Axios. So now we have the response, and once we have the response, we set the products to the response data. And if we have any error, then we console and log the error. So now we have everything. So we need to call this function. Let's call it fetch all products. So once our component is loaded, we call the function. And here inside the home components, we will use the product lists that will receive the products as props, and we will receive the product inside product list items. So here, and we need to use the product list item. So let's bring it, product list item. So this one, and we need to loop through each product and send it to the product list item. So first let's add a div with a row and the margin top and the bottom of 4, and inside we loop through each product using the map function or the map method, and we call the product list item, which is the components that we have defined, and we give it the product, as I said, as prop. And we need also to provide key, which is the product.id. So now we have product lists. So let's here just put products and check if we will get 20 products or not. So let's move back here and see what we have here. So I think we don't have anything. Let's refresh the page. So we don't have anything. Let's check what is the problem. So let's move to the network tab. So let's refresh again. Take a look. So as you can see here, we have the 500. So let's check what is the problem. So the API products not found. So where is this one? So it's inside products controller line 14. So let's move to line 14. So where is? So it's here. So I did not import the model, so the model which is the product model, so that's why. So let's now refresh the page and see. So now it's 200, as you can see here. So we have the data, but we don't have any data. Why? Because because I did not see the data in first. When we created the seeder and the factory, we did not see the data. So let's do that now. Sorry for this mistake. So PHP artisan DB seed. So that's why we don't receive anything. So now we have seeded the database. Let's refresh again and take a look here. So I think now, so this one is, so it's not called yet. So let's check now. So now we have the products, as you can see. If we go here, as you can see, we have 20 products. So let's display the product list item. So let's do that now. Let's organize the code. And as I said, we receive here the product. So we'll use it to display the details. So let's add call md, not call md, but a class with call md. Let's give it 4 and margin bottom of 2. And inside here, let's add div with card of height 100. And what else? We need an image that will receive. So here, let's give it the product image, and let's give it here just product image. And here, let's remove this one. And let's give it a class, and let's class, and the class will be card dash img dash top. And I think that's all. So let's save and take a look. If we go back again, as you can see, we have the images here. As you can see, we have 20 images. So let's add the other details. So we need a card body, and inside card body we need each one with card title. And what else we need to display? So let's bring this one from here and put it here. We need to display the product name. So let's save and take a look. As you can see, now we have the product name, and I think that there is, so here it's a card with height 100, not dash, each dash 100. So now the cards are appearing. So let's move to the next one. The next one is the P with card text, and inside we have the product's description. So let's add desk here, save and take a look, and we have the description. We need also the price, and the price will be inside another p tag. So let's copy this one and put it here, and this one will not take a class. And here let's add a span with font weight bold and text danger. And inside let's put the price. So let's change this one to price. Save, take a look. Now we have the price. Let's add $sign here. Check, and as you can see, we have the price. Next, we need to add the button so we can add the product to the cart. So let's add the button, give it a class. So let's give it a class btn, let's give it btn dark. And inside, let's add icon bi. Let's add cart. Check. And add here, add to cart. Save, take a look. And as you can see, we have the button. So now we need Once I click on this button, so we need to add product to the cart. And once we click here, we need to move to the cart and get the items from the cart. And also here we need to display how many item or products inside the cart. So to do that, we need to use React or we need to use Redux, so we can have or we can share the state with all our components. So let's do that now. Let's create store first, and later we will add the slice and also the actions. So let's add the first, so here inside src let's add a Redux folder, and inside let's add another one which is the store, and inside let's add index.js file, and here let's create inside let's create store, so const store, and store will use configure store, and inside this one we have an object, and object will contain the reducer that we will create later, which is the cart reducer. Or for now let's just keep it empty until we create the cart reducer. We did not do that yet, so let's import first configure store from Redux toolkit. So let's close this tab. And what else we need? We need to export store, so we can use it. Export store or export default and store. So now we have defined store. All we need to do now is to create the slice that will contain the actions. So let's add here inside the Redux, let's add another folder, call it slices, and here let's create the first one, which is the cart slice.js, and here let's define the initial states, and the initial states will have the cart items, which is an empty array, and next we need to create the slice, so export const cart slice, and slice we create it using create slice. Don't forget to import it, and it take an object that has a name. Let's name it cart, and also it needs the initial state and also the reducers here, objects which will contain the actions. So the first one is add to carts, so this action will add a product to the cart. So we will first receive, or we will have state and action as params, and first we need to get the products that we want to add to the cart from the action.payload. Once we have the products, we need to look if this product is already exists in the, so let's define variable and check if this product is already inside cart items. So using states.cart items dot find, and we find the products that so let's bring this arrow from here and put it here. The products, that's the product dot id is equal to the item dot id. So if exists, so we need to check if this product already exists. So if exists, then what we will do, we will only increment the quantity. So we call the so let's call it here existing products. So if existing product. So this existing product, we need to increment the quantity of this product by 1. So let's increment it by 1 if this product exists. And let's toast. You can toast a notification, or if you don't want, you can keep it without showing a notification, success notification telling the user that the product quantity increased. So now if the product doesn't exist in the cart, so we need what we need to do, we need also to add the quantity, because when we add the product to the cart, we will not add quantity, so we need to define it now. So this is the product that we got. So this one, if it exists. So if it not exists, we increment or we add quantity to the products that we want to add to the cart, and we add it to state.cart items. So we can use the item here and spread the content of the cart items, and it will be added in the first or to the cart items. What else we need? We need to display an image or not display an image, we need to display a message to the user telling him that products added to the carts. So this is the add to cart function or action. Next one is increment quantity. Let's call it increment Q. And this one also will have state and action. Let's bring it here. And what we need to do, we need to increment the quantity of the product. And what we will do, so the same thing as we have done here. Let's bring it and put it here. So we will, so let's first get the product. So let's bring the products or get it from the action and increments the quantity by 1, and we toast the notification that the quantity incremented. And also we have another one for decrementing quantity. So decrements the quantity here, it will be -1. But the difference between incrementing and decrementing is we need to check if the quantity of the product, which is the item that we get, if the quantity is equal to 0. So when we decrement the quantity of products, if we reach 0, then we need to remove this product from our cart item. And to do that, we call states, not this, but we call state.cart items, and we look for, so I think it's the same as we have done here. Let's bring this one and put it here. The only difference is that we use here filter, and we return all the products that the ID is different from the products that we want to remove, and that's all. And we tell the user that the quantity has decreased, not increased. So let's put decreased. And final one we need is to remove the product from carts. Remove from carts, and also it takes state and action. We get the product, and final thing we do is we remove it from the carts using the same code as we have done. And here we tell the user that the products removed from the carts, and we save. So that's all. This is the actions that we need. Now we need to export them with the reducer so we can use them inside our store. So let's export const, and we call the function the actions. We have add to cart, increments, queue, decrements, queue, remove from cart, and all these actions are inside cart slice dot actions. And also we need to export the reducer so we can use it. Export default, and the reducer we can get it from cart slice dot reducer. Now we have exported the reducer, so let's use it. So we can use it here. So here we have the cart, and we call the cart reducer. Where is the cart reducer? And don't forget, so not create reducer, it's cart reducer. So it's not imported cart reducer. So it's already here. So I did not, so it's here, so exports defaults. So I did not create it, that's why. So let's create it. So let's remove this one and add here a const. Let's name it cart reducer and add it here. And here we export the cart reducer. So I think now we can use it here. So let's check. Now we can use it. Now it's here. So now inside the app folder we need to use store, which is the store that we have created, the Redux store. So let's do that now. So let's first copy this one and paste it here. So let's close this one here. So we need to bring the provider, and provider takes store, and store is the store that we have already defined. So don't forget to import it here, and we need to move everything here inside provider. Now we have store, only we need to import the provider because we did not do that. So let's import provider from so React Redux. So let's bring it and put it here. Now we have everything. So let's save. So why it's not saving? So why it's not now? It's saving. So now we have the store. So let's refresh and see if we have any errors. Then we fix them. So we don't have anything. We have the product. So let's check the console here. Only we have the class here. I think the class is inside the header. So let's remove the class. So it's inside the header. So where is the class? So here, this one. So I think let's change it to class name, and also here to class name. What else we have here? To class name. So save. Let's refresh and check again. So I think now we don't, or it's not showing yet. So let's check now. Now we don't have anything. So now once we click on this button, we need to trigger this action, or to execute this action, which is add to cart. So let's do that now. So we need to call or to use the dispatch. So let's define here dispatch. Use dispatch. So let's use dispatch, and now we can dispatch the action. So let's go down here. So on click. So let's dispatch the action. So the action which is the add to cart. So let's take this one and put it here. And as I said, action is add to cart, this one. And don't forget to import it, and we give it the products that we want to add to the cart. So don't forget to import it here. So let's add this one. So nothing happens because toast is not defined. So let's go back here. Where is the toast? So this one, so it's not defined, but the products, I think it has been added to the cart. So let's import the toast from React Toastify. So this one. So let's now add another one. So now products added to the cart. So now we don't see anything. So if I click again, products added to the cart. If I click again, products quantity increased. Now we need to display how many items are inside the cart. So let's move to the header, and here let's get the so we need to get the cart items from the state. So let's get the cart items. Let's add space here, and we can get them using use selector, and we state, and we get the state. I think that I have something wrong inside my keyboard. Okay, I will fix it later to not waste time to get this row that has disappeared. So now we need to use state, and we call so not this, but the cart items. Now we have the cart items. All we need to do is to use them here, and we display the cart items dot length. So let's see what we have here. So I think what is the problem here? Let's refresh the page. I think just something wrong. Check what is the problem. So let's see what is the problem. So not cart items, but cart. So we are using the cart states that we have defined here. This one, not this one. This one is the initial state that we have here. So let's check now. Now we have 0. Let's go back. Let's refresh and see if there is any errors, so we can fix them. So we don't have any errors. If we add this one, let's check. Now we have 1. If we add this one, we have 2. If we add another one, we don't have anything. The products quantity increased. If we have this one, now everything is working as expected. So now we need to add the final component, which is the cart, that will display the items from the cart. So let's do that. Now I think the header, we don't need it. This one, we don't need it. I think also this one, we don't need it. Also this one, and also the up. So let's inside here, inside the components, let's add another folder, call it cart, and inside it, let's call the cart.jsx, add the structure, and we need also to add the route, because we did not add the route. Where is the app.js file? So here we need to add the route. The route is cart, and we need to call the cart components. Don't forget to import it. So let's go back here. As you can see, we have the cart. Now we need to fetch or to get cart items. So the same thing as we have done inside the header. Let's bring this one from here and put it here. And we need to use the selector, so it's not imported. So let's go back to the header and import it from here and put it here. So now we have the cart items. All we need to do is to loop through each one of these items. So let's do that now. So we need to add a class or a div with class row and margin top and bottom of 4. And what else we need? We need another div with a call md12, and also another div with a card, and a div with a card body. And what else we need? Table with a class table. We need also t-head, and inside the t-head we have the tr, not the try, but the tr. Where is the tr? This one. And we need also th. Let's add the 5. So we need the ID of the product, also the images. What else we have? We have the name. Also we need quantity. What else we need? We need the price, and we need to add another one and another one, and we need here subtotal. So what else we need? We need nothing here. Here will be an icon to remove products from the cart. Next we need tbody, and inside tbody we need to loop through the items using the cart items.map. And here let's bring the item with the index, and we need to loop through each item, and we display the tr. Let's bring this one from here and put it here, and change the th to td. Let's change all of them to td, and let's remove this one. So we need here to display only the index. So let's display the index +1. And what else? We need to display the image, and the image we can get it from the product list item. So let's bring this image, put it here, and let's give it, so it is this one. So let's remove this one. So not here, but here. And we need the product image. Let's give it a class, just a class. So the class, let's give it fluid and rounded. And what else? We need the width 60 and height also 60. Let's save and take a look if everything is working or not. So what else we have? Product is not defined. Where is product? Which is this one? So here let's change it to item. So now we have, I did refresh the page, so we will get now nothing. Let's add another one and see. Now we have the image, as you can see, and here should have unique key. Let's add the unique a to the tr. So here let's give it the item.id, and add what else we need. We need here name, and also the quantity. So here it's quantity, not product quantity, because the product doesn't have quantity. The quantity we add it when we add item to the cart. And here product price, and for the subtotal it will be the product price multiplied by the quantity, or the item.quantity, which is the product quantity. Can here add a $sign, and also here add a $sign. So let's save and take a look. And as you can see, we have name. So the name is not error. So the name of the name of the product is error, because we did use random words. So it's added error. Here the quantity, and here the price and subtotal. So let's add now the buttons to increment and decrement the quantity. So let's add here icon. So the icon will be bi caret up, and we need another one which is caret down. So let's take a look and see. So nothing appears. Why it's not appearing? So it's caret, not cart, and here caret down. So let's check. Look, now as you can see, we have two fields. Let's add two buttons. Let's add a span here with mx just one and add item quantity. Save. Let's take a look. Now it's better. If we click here, we increment. If we click here, we decrement. Let's add the margin too. So I think now it's better. Now when we click on this icon, we need to call the action that we have defined, which is increment quantity. So we need to bring also so use dispatch. Let's copy and paste it here. And also use dispatch, we need to import it from React Redux. And now we need to dispatch the action as I said. So let's do that now. So where is it? So here, let's dispatch action, which is increment quantity. And don't forget to get it or to import it. And we give it the item, which is the product. And here we use the other one, which is the decrement quantity. So let's call decrement quantity. And don't forget to import these two actions inside your component. So here. So let's check and see now if we click here. So nothing happens. Why? Because cannot assign quantity of objects. So it's inside the cart slice. Let's move back to the cart slice. Where is it? So where is so this one? So we have here, we guessed the item and we assigned quantity. So what is the problem? Cannot assign to read only. So here we are just reading so we can do it in different way. So let's find first the products, then increment the quantity. So let's find it. So let's add here a const and find or let's keep it and here the existing products, we increment the quantity. So let's save now and try again. So now we don't have anything. We need to add another product to the cart. So let's do it. Let's add more than one to check if everything is working. If we increment now, as you can see, it's incrementing. So it's incrementing. Let's do the same thing for the decrement. So let's move down. So here let's do the same thing, and instead of using item, let's use this one, the existing product, and here we change it to the existing products ID. So let's now check and see. So because I'm not using a local storage, that's why the quantity not the cart items disappears. So let's now increment. Let's decrement. So as you can see, once decremented to 0, the products disappears and we can increment and decrement. Now let's add a button here so we can remove an item from the cart. So let's bring this button, not this button but this icon, and add it here. And I think there is an icon which is I think cart X, and let's dispatch action remove from cart, and don't forget to import it. Let's give it, or without give it anything. So as you can see now we have the icon here. If I click on it, so the products disappears, and we can add so let's move to the index.css file, and we can add here style to our e tag, so we can add the cursor to be pointer. So let's go back here. Now if we add an item to the cart, let's add again, let's move, increments, decrements. Let's decrement this one, it has been removed now, as you can see. So I think here we have it, but here now it's appearing. So we have, as you can see, the cursor is pointer. Now we can remove products from the cart. So let's now what's left, we need to add the payment. So we did not add the payments, and I think it's the only thing that's left. So we need to add the payment. So let's do that now. But before we add the payment, let's display also the total. So here we have only the subtotal. We need to display the total, and then we move to the payments. So to display the total, let's add another TR. So another TR. So let's add it. I think let's add it here inside the T body. Let's add another TR, and this one will have TH and TH, not try and catch, but TH. And this one will take a call span, and call span is 3. And what else we need? A class is text center, and inside here let's add total. And what else we need? Another one. This one will be TD, and here TD, and we will display the total here. We need only to add span with the badge and BG danger and rounded peel. So for now, just add, for example, 300 and add here sign $. Let's check and see. As you can see, we have 300. Now we need to calculate the total of the cart items. So to do that, we will add another variable here. So let's add the const cart, or just name it total. And we will use the cart items, and we will use the function reduce, and the reduce function takes the accumulator, so not this one, accumulator, and the item, which is the product, and we will map through each product and add or increment the accumulator using the item dot product price multiplied by the item dot quantity, and the default value or starting value of the accumulator will be 0. Now we can use this total to display the total here. So let's use it and check and see. Now, as you can see, is 143. Let's add some other products. Let's move again. As you can see, now it's 2023. Let's decrement this one. It's 1048. Let's increment this one and this one. Let's remove this one. Let's remove this one. And now, as you can see, now it's 1516. Let's increment, and it's the same. So now, as I said, we need to add the button to pay the orders, and to do that we need to add another folder here, which is payments. Inside this folder we will add another component, which is stripe components, and we will use this component to add or to hold the button that will be used to pay the total amount. So let's do that now. So the first thing, let's add or let's first, we need, as I said, as we have done in the backend, so we need to fetch the URL, or the URL that will take us to the Stripe form, to the Stripe checkout form. So we need to get this URL. So let's do that now. So let's move to the home page. So here we have this use effect. So we will use the same thing. Let's bring it and put it here. So now we have fetch all products. Let's name it fetch payments URL, and it's in a sync and await, and we have already defined the route it will take us to pay order. You can check again the route if you forgot. So this one, it's pay order. So it will take us to pay order, and it's post request, and this request needs, as we have defined inside the controller, needs the cart items. So the cart items, we need to guess them. So let's guess them from the header. So let's copy this one and paste it here. And also we need to import the use selector. And now these cart items, we can send them to the backend. So here we received cart items to calculate the total here. So we calculate the total in the front end, and also we calculate it in the back end. So always don't trust the user. So the user can manipulate the front end. So to avoid this manipulation, always try also to calculate the amount in the backend. So don't use, we can send here the amounts that we have here. So we can send it as a variable and get it here and use it. But always don't trust the user. So he can manipulate front end. So try to calculate again in the backend. So when you work in large applications, also we need the success URL as we have here. So we need to send also the success URL, and success URL will be for now just we will add it later. For now, just add this link, and let's call it. So let's call it just payment success for now. So later we will add the route. So we don't have the route for now. So now we have the function. So now as I said, this function returns URL. So we need to redirect the user to this URL. So we use window.location .href, and we redirect the user to the response data.url, which is the URL that we get from here, as we said, checkout URL. And if we have any error, we will console and log the error. And now I think we don't need the use effects, so let's remove the use effects. So this function will be called once the user clicks on the pay button, not when the component is loaded. So now we need the button, as I said. Let's add here a class. So let's give it a row and call md6 and mx auto and margin top 5. And inside, let's add the button, and the button will be btn. Let's make it dark. And what else we have? As I said, we need to pay now the orders. And once we click on this, as I said, once we click on this button, we call the function which is fetch payment link. So let's call it now fetch payment URL. Payment URL. So this one that we have defined here. So now we need to use this component inside our cart component. So let's do that. But we only display this component if we have a total. If we don't have a total, so we don't display this component. So I think here after the table, let's add a check here and check for the total if it is greater than 0. So if the total is greater than 0, then we display, let's call stripe directly without adding anything. So let's call this one. Let's call stripe components directly without using anything else. Let's check and see. And as you can see now, we have the pay now. So let's check if we remove this product. So now the button disappears. So let's check and see if we have any errors inside the console. Let's refresh this page and see. So now we don't have any errors, as you can see. Let's add these items or this product to the cart. Let's move to the cart component. Now we have we don't have any error. Let's increment, decrement. Let's decrement here. Let's check. We don't have anything. Let's decrement here. Check. We don't have anything here. Check. We don't have anything. Let's remove this product from the cart. So it's removed. Check. We don't have anything. Now let's pay. If I click pay now, let's move. So as Axios is not defined, so I forgot. Where is it? So here inside Stripe, I forgot to import Axios from Axios. So let's do it again. Call Axios. Not call Axios, but pay now. As you can see, we have something wrong here. So where is the call? So I have lots of calls here. So this one are the old calls, not this one. So let's click and see. So I think it's not this one, but this one, the order, this one, down. So the post method is not supported. Why? Because I did a mistake here. So it's not a get, but it's a post request. So let's do that now again. And now we have the order here, but it takes time because sometimes there is slow network, but we have the response here. So what is the response again? So invalid request, the API error exception. So received unknown parameter. Did you mean products data? So this one, I have a mistake also here. So sorry for this. So it's products data. So why I did this mistake, I don't know. I think because this time in this tutorial, I tried to be a little bit fast, more than the one that's the view tutorial that I have done before. That's why I get a lot of errors. So now let's check and see. So I think that now the response is successfully done. Let's go here. We are redirected to Stripe checkout, as you can see. And I think I don't know why I have all of these calls, and the old ones did not removed. So anyway, let's check. So now we have Stripe component, as you can see, it's Stripe checkout form. So let's add the payment success components while we are waiting that the Stripe form loads. So let's add here payment success just to save time. success.jsx, and here we only tell the user, so just tell the user that the payment's done successfully. So let's add here a div with a row and the margin top and the bottom of 4, and also a div with a call md6 and mx auto, and a div with a card, and a div with a card body, and each 4 with text center, and we tell the user that payment done successfully, thank you, and we save payments done successfully, thank you. Now we need to add the route for this component, and as we have done its payment success, and let's call the payment payment. So where is it? It's not here. Why it's not here? So let's copy this one, and it's payment. Where is it? So let's go to this one. So it's payment success. So let's copy and put it here, and it's inside payments, and use it here and save. So let's pay now. As you can see, we have the form. Let's add email. Let's add test stripe card. Let's add here test code and test name and pay now. So once done, we will be redirected, as I say, to the link that we send here, which is this one, the payment success that we have just defined. This one, payment success. So as you can see, we are redirected to the payment success, and if we move here to the payments, so I think here where is the payment? So here we don't have here. Where is the payment? So let's go back to this one and check what we have. So here, failed to resolve payments. Where is payments? Card. So I did not change the card. So here it's payment success, not card. So let's check and see. Now we have payments done successfully, and thank you. So let's check if we have any error. We don't have anything. Let's try again and see if we have any error, then we fix it. If we have any error that I did not see, so now if we add and we add again and we add and we add again, we have 5 items, as you can see. Let's check. We don't have anything. Let's increment. Let's increment, decrement. Let's decrement. Let's check. We don't have anything. Increment again. Let's remove again, and everything. I think we don't have any error, unless I did not see something. So if I did not see something wrong, just leave a comment and I will fix it. So let's click on pay now. Let's check here the transactions. So now, as you can see, we are redirected to the Stripe payments form, and let's check. We don't have any error. And as you can see here is the last one that we have done, which is $179, 100. And let's now, as you can see, let's do the final one. Let's check test card, and pay now. Let's check the console. So this one has nothing to do with our code. It's Stripe problem. So now the payment's done successfully, and we are redirected to the payment success page. Let's refresh the page here and see if the amount has been added to our dashboard, and you will find the source code inside the description. So in the description you will find the GitHub links for the source code. And as you can see, it's appearing here. So that's all for this lecture. I hope you did enjoy, or this tutorial. I hope you did enjoy this project. If yes, then hit subscribe and like, and see you in my next projects.